Okay, so this will be for the shadows freeze. And basically you're trying to get on this sort of route here. But the thing is, this route's really slippery. So you can do it without quitting out, but it's so much easier with quitting out. Because you gotta land on a really specific spot to not fall off. So what you do is just sprint. Like you can't just be up here. You can't just do it like this where you're like kind of like the, I don't know, the lecture hall skip or something. You can't just be like running and then just like boom, jump. It just doesn't work for this one. Like you actually need the momentum, get you up high enough. So you're basically trying to get like up on this, like there's this split here. The route splits in half. You're trying to get on this second part up there where my top of my hat is. So when you get up there, you kind of like run and jump and immediately quit out. See how I actually landed that? But it's really easy to slip off the left and right side. So if you quit out though, like almost no matter where you hit, I mean, there are some spots, but it just gives you a lot more leeway to work with. If you quit out, you'll like spawn back in at a solid foundation. And then we just do a little bit of adjustment and then we kind of like roll up like so, move up a little bit and then roll up this route here. Okay, once you get here, you're pretty much on solid ground, but you got to be careful not to move too much towards that wall. So I kind of move a little bit, this route right beneath me, I kind of move a little bit toward it, just kind of walk forward and then kind of readjust your camera. You're kind of hanging right a little bit. And that tree, this huge fucking tree right here is what you're headed towards. I don't know about on the right side. I haven't explored over right too far, but this general area is pretty safe. You just can't go too far left. And your objective here is you have these three routes here. That's the marker to go to the left of those, and you're gonna find these. Now this route here and this route here kind of meet up to a point right where my hat is. So I kind of use that as a guide where I'm gonna run towards. I know this is kind of a lot, but it's not, once you know exactly what you're looking for, it's not too bad. Hey squirrel. So okay, a very important part of this is this route right here, right at the tip of my hat. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my clothes. So this route right at the tip of my hat is the one we want to use to line up our left arm with. Basically, like whenever you're not running next to this, you can see how the root and my arm are kind of like parallel and there's a little gap in between them. You see that? But when I run forward, or like not run forward, but jog without circle, it pushes my character right and there's more of a gap between it. What we want to happen for this skip to work properly is whenever I'm doing this, I'm closer to it, more, not quite this close, but closer. So when you're going forward, kind of turn extreme right and roll into it, and it pushes your character left like that. Now when I walk forward like this, you see how I'm closer? You have like the parallel gap going on between my arm and the root. This is what you want to happen. This is like the first step to this jump. Then you're gonna start sprinting before the jump, and you're gonna slowly, I'm using my right analog stick to turn my camera just to demonstrate, but basically you're gonna be turning your actual character like really slow, like maybe like not even that speed, just like super slow, like as slow as you can. And once your character kind of starts running, like moving finally, you're gonna have to jump really precisely after that. Sorry, that caught me off guard. So we're in position, and you don't even need to move your camera, but I was just trying to demonstrate the speed of it. So we're gonna start sprinting. I'm probably gonna fuck this up. It's actually really difficult. This is the hard part of the skip for me. So whenever you start sprinting, like slowly turn your left analog stick. And oh, hold on, I didn't honest to God, I didn't mean to jump yet. You see how I started moving though? Like right when you start moving, you need to be ready. It's like you don't jump right when you start moving a little bit, but whenever you do jump, you're gonna want to kind of jump. What works for me is like jumping at an extreme like right angle. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna start sprinting, and slowly turn our character. And see how... I can't explain this part because it's so fucking hard. Yeah, but like right when I actually started moving, something like you want to be on the same level. You don't want to drop down at all. And you have to like jump kind of to the right. I've heard it works without jumping to the right, just jumping in general, but I haven't got that version to work yet. So like right when you start moving, kind of jump like in a complete right angle. Like I hold my left analog stick completely right. And now that you're here, the hard part's pretty much done. But you can either sprint or jog here. You see how I'm like hitting an invisible wall? You want to keep hugging to the right of it, but moving left, if that makes sense. So like I'm trying to get over here, but I keep having to hug right. Okay. I know that looked insane, probably, because all the collision. But yeah, you just have to get around this like invisible wall. Once you're here, you pretty much just run in between here. So like there's a tree on your right and there's like this stone wall that's actually has no collision on it. The tree does though. So you want to run in this general area here. Okay. And then what we're going to do here, I'm just going to show you where we are. That's where the pig is, where you normally drop down and roll off. And then the pig would be, you know, you'd run past that pig and get to shadows the normal way. Right. And then over here, you have the shadows arena right there below me. What I do is once I get here, I use this little tree right here that I'm tracing my head with right here. I run just to the right of it. Like just barely to the right of it. Like so. And once you touch down, you can quit out. Like once you see the health bar. The cool part is, like, watch this. If I run all the way just wherever the fuck I want in this fight, I can run all the way over here if I wanted to. It doesn't serve any purpose, and obviously this is a speed run, so you wouldn't want to do this, but you can go anywhere in the arena from what I've tested. As long as you just quit out. You can even fight the fuckers. You can fight them for 5 minutes and then quit out. It still works. So yeah, the hard part of this skip to me is that one jump I was talking about with the extreme right angle. And then when you quit out, you spawn back up here. So just do the same thing. You can see this is the tree that we went to the right of, right beside me. They pretty much just go the same angle, just run down. When you touch down, you're gonna see the shadows don't actually have any attacks or animations or whatever. So they're frozen. What I like to do here is use this big gravestone to kind of lump them up together so they don't move as much, because a lot of people kind of fight them out in the open. They kind of like hit them from the sides, kind of hit 2 or 3 at the same time. But this is what I like to do personally. It seems to work out. I haven't timed it. I don't know what's faster, but could stop being lazy and time it eventually. This is why I like to do this though. This is just really satisfying. Just to backstab so many of them. You see how they just all die? The only thing is I'm not hitting the katana one quite enough. Yeah, it's like the one bad thing about lining them up this way. The katana guy doesn't get enough attention. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the Shadows freeze.